Good evening, everyone. I'm glad you are all here in person and those of you online as well. I'm Reverend Richard Burdick, and I'm the minister here at Unity North Atlanta, and it's my honor, my pleasure to welcome you and to share space with you tonight. When I first moved to Georgia, oh gosh, it's been 17 years ago or so, I felt a little lost and a little seeking, and I went looking for a church home, and I went looking for a place where I could serve, where I could be connected, and I could find down-home people that were deeply steeped in spiritual truth. And I checked out about 8 different places. And I found Unity Christ Church in Kennesaw, where I met the man who's going to be leading the meditation this evening. His name is Reverend Joel Blackford. He and his beloved wife, also a Reverend Marianne Blackford. I felt like I was home. I got home in the South when I met the Blackfords, and I felt very steeped in my calling. They've been supporters of my journey, and I've been supporters of their journey, even when it included retirement, and I cried and threw a fit for the next 6 months when I didn't get to work with them anymore. I'm blessed to get to work with Joel tonight. Marianne will be singing next week. No. But so this is Reverend Joel Blackford. I'm going to turn the mic over to him in just a moment, and he's going to introduce you to maybe some new modalities of how to quiet your mind. Some of you came just because you knew the topic was quieting your mind. How many people online or in the room would be happy if your mind got a little bit clearer tonight, and if the world got a little bit more peaceful tonight? Well, let me tell you, you're in very good hands. My world has become peaceful as an association with Reverend Joel. And my world has become a brighter, more beautiful place, and my ministry as well because of this man. So he told me how long he needed, and so I'm going to just do a little filler to get us started on the journey, a chant and a poem. So take a deep breath with me. And this is called Slow Dance. Have you stopped to watch kids on a merry-go-round? Or listened to rain as it hits the ground? Followed a butterfly's erratic flight? Or gazed at the sun as it fades tonight? It's time to slow down. Don't dance so fast. The time is short and the music won't last. Do you race through each day and each night on the fly? And when you ask, how are you, do you hear the reply? When day is done, do you lie in your bed with the next day's chores filling your head? It's time to slow down. Don't dance so fast. The time is short. The music won't last. If you said to your child, we'll do it tomorrow, and in your hurry, not seen her sorrow. Have you lost touch? Let a good friendship die because you never made time to call and just say hi? Well, it's time to slow down. Don't dance so fast. The time is short and the music won't last. When you're running fast to get somewhere, you miss half the fun of just getting there. When you worry and hurry through your day, it's like an unopened gift that's been thrown away. Life's not a race. Let's take it slower and hear the music before the song is over. I invite you into a quiet space with the song, Be Still and Know That I Am God. That's all you need to know. Let us join our voices as one, our spirits and our hearts as one, as we enter this sacred sanctuary and put ourselves into the hands of God's beloved emissary, Reverend Joel Blackford. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Get in touch with your breath as we sing again. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. One more time. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know. Be still and know. Be still and know. Be still and know.
Good evening. I titled tonight's meditation, The Pool of Quiet Deep. There are many ways that we can get our mind to block mind chatter. Runners talk about getting into the zone. Meditators talk about creating inner peace. But both of these take a commitment in time and practice. What if we could create a way to find inner peace without having to go run or to stop and meditate? I want to share tonight a practice that I was taught by Bishop Bob Love over 30 years ago. It does not require running shoes, a special chair, special music, or a special time. It does require commitment and practice. Before we embark on the new direction tonight, let's remember that most of us have been taught about fight or fight response. It comes from our subconscious mind for our safety. And we add to this subconscious response from our environment as we grow older. We often discover what these responses are when we are triggered by an unexpected event. When we are young, fight or flight might be a strange noise in the night. I personally used to worry about the sounds that I was raised in a very old house and it creaked at night, and I could make up stories about what was under my bed. As we get older, these triggers may come from what someone does or says. I personally have also found that driving in heavy traffic can uncover some of my subconscious responses of fight or flight. The good news is about our subconscious mind is that we can train it. Our body and mind can be trained to react quickly for desired results. I'll share a few examples tonight of where training pays off. First responders save lives by reacting from prior training. Athletes train many hours to achieve the best performance without ever really having to think about it. In my early life, I was a Navy pilot. Landing a plane on a carrier required that I stay focused and not listen to mind chatter and trust my training and my muscle memory that came from hours of training. There's also more good news about the mind. We can train ourselves to take a cautious pause and then react from the wisdom of love. We can learn to change a thoughtless reaction into a thoughtful reaction. This shift from thoughtless to thoughtful is created by learning a new way of being and anchoring that way of being to a physical act. What I use to myself is called the half breath. It's an unnatural act, and it works as an anchor in my mind and my body. This is the goal for tonight's meditation, to create a personal movie of inner peace that you can recall by using a half breath. And let me demonstrate what I'm talking about. As you breathe easily and deeply now, think in terms of just taking a little bit of air and immediately stop it and breathe out. Someone sitting right next to you probably will not be aware that you even done that. But it is an unnatural act. It is an intentional act. And your body will adjust to what it's going to accomplish for you. So practice now. And let's do that 3 times. Take a half breath and then breathe easily and naturally. Take another half breath and then breathe easily and naturally. And for the 3rd time, take a half breath and breathe easily and naturally. As you start this journey of letting go of today's busy thoughts, I invite you now to become more comfortable in your chair or the floor. I also invite you to gently close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Allow your breath to be full and relaxing, taking you into a sense of inner peace. Allow the sound of my voice to guide you on a journey to a place of inner peace, a place I call the pool of quiet deep. This is your movie, and you're the producer of this movie. My voice will simply guide you into creating an experience. So imagine a beautiful day and a path along a stream that invites you to explore where it's going. Notice the path is wide and well used, and you feel safe. And as you follow this path out of curiosity, pay attention to the sounds, to the sights, and the smells. Involve all of your senses in building this experience. Feel yourself getting deeper into joy and inner peace. As you follow this path and this stream, you notice it empties into a pool of deep, beautiful blue water. You notice how deeply you feel at peace, how comfortable it feels to be here. And you realize you want to stay for a moment. So you look around and choose a place to sit and just be. And in this beingness, allow yourself to open yourself for guidance. Experience yourself feeling more deeply in peace with each breath. You savor the experience. Feeling deeply that this would be a place of joy to return to, now take a half breath and let your mind anchor this experience to the action of the half breath. Now breathing naturally and easily, return to your experience. Relaxing emotionally and mentally and physically more deeply into silence. In the silence, experience. Allow me now to invite you to anchor this experience more deeply. To really feel your feelings. And anchor again with a half breath. And let us use the breath to once again return to our experience and relax more deeply in the silence. In this sense of deep peace, anchor again for the third time with a half breath. And again, we settle into a period of silence. Using now the power of your conscious mind, affirm you can return at any time to this sense of inner peace, your pool of quiet deep, using the half breath as the trigger to remind yourself of what it feels like to be at peace, to be at open for guidance, to be calm. And now, using the sound of my voice, I invite you to gently leave your pool of quiet deep and start to return to full awareness of this present moment, bringing with you everything you want to remember. Using your breath to guide you into full awareness of this moment. Now feeling the floor or the chair, breathing easily and deeply, keeping this experience of peace and joy. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and remember the full awareness of your pool of quiet deep.
keeping grounded to what Joel has just led us on, I'm going to read a poem. I want to practice exactly what he asked us to practice. Keep your eyes closed, keeping that view and that vision very close. When you hear the word present, I invite you to take that half breath. And we were prepared to go back into our world, we're that one half breath away from being home there at that pool again, no matter what is happening on the outside. And so this poem. I walk down the street, and I notice those around me, and I am present. Breath. And release. I run down the street, eager to arrive at my destination, yet I am still present. Breath. And release. I crawl, I skip, I gallop, I roll, I limp, and I hop down the street. Yet through it all, my mind remains present. Breath and release. I am not affected by the pace or gait, my own or others, but only by my desire to be present. Breath and release. I sit, only sit, and notice, present to what is and what isn't. I sit present to my life, my reactions and my judgments, and notice what is true and what is not true. I am present. Breathe and release. And as I sit, I rock, I meditate, I think, I rest, I plan, I stand and sit again. Yet I am not affected by any of it. For posture is nothing and presence is everything. Breath, right there at the pool, and release. I breathe and allow myself to be awake. I breathe and allow myself to be aware. I breathe and know myself as open to whatever is, and then look beyond it, behind it, within it, remaining grounded, strong, and present. Breath in and release. There you are. I work, I relate, I move, I act, I interact, I react, yet none of it is me. And I allow myself to be present to a deeper reality, the deepest reality. Presence. Breathe in and release. It is what it is, and it is what I make it. It is what it is, and it is what I choose it to be. It is what it is, and in the next moment, it will be something completely different. Whatever it is, I am present. Breathe in and release the half-breath. I am connected and detached. I am human and fully spiritual. It is, and I am. What now? Presence. Breath in. Release. presence. Breathe in, half breath, and release. Presence. Breathe in, half breath, and release. That pool that we all sat by is fed by a river. Let that river, as it leads us back into our human life and all of the errands of being human, let it flow with ease and peace as we allow ourselves to flow with ease and peace in that life. By the banks of the river, the water flows home. By the banks of the river, we transcend the stones. By the banks of the river, the water flows home, and so do I. So do I. I invite you to join me. By the banks of the river, the water flows home. By the banks of the river, we transcend the stones. We transcend the stones. By the banks of the river, the water flows home, and so do I. So do I. Filling up with that half breath. By the banks of the river, the water flows home. By the banks of the river, we transcend the stones. By the banks of the river, the water flows home, and so do I. So do I. You got one more in you? Let's affirm it. Let's know it. Let's claim it as our truth. By the banks of the river, the water flows home. By the banks of the river, we transcend the stones. By the banks of the river, the water flows home, and so do I. So do I. I think you got one more in you. By the banks of the river, the water flows home. By the banks of the river, we transcend the stones. By the banks of the river, the water flows home. So do I. So do I. So do I. So do I. Feel the peace. So do I. So do I. And so it is, and so it shall be, and so we let it be. Amen. Amen. Together. Amen. Take a deep breath with me. A full breath. Take a 1.5 breath. Fuller than you've ever experienced before. Thank you, Joel, for leading us in that guided meditation and for the new tool we can put in our toolbox. There are 3 portions to what we do here on Wednesday night. The first is the meal, 6 to 7. Meditation, which is 7, usually to 7:40. We're getting a little early end to the evening tonight, or at least that portion, so we can get into the rest of the evening, which is the dialogue. We talk about what we just experienced, what we felt, what we knew, what we want to experience, what we're affirming and praying into existence. Joel will be leading that dialogue, so any comments you have about what he's done here tonight, this will be a good time. Many of you in the room won't be staying. You just come for the meditation and you want to take it for the rest of the night and go to sleep with it. That's absolutely fine. If the meditation had value, please consider putting something in the basket on the way out. We appreciate your generosity. If you are staying, and those of you online, you're going to be leaving us. We don't record because it gets very, very real and raw. We don't broadcast some of the real things that are happening here. But we thank you for having joined us this evening. If you'd like to know more about the work, I don't know if you're still working, you're officially retired, but more about meeting this wonderful man and his beloved wife, please let us know at Unity North and we'll get you hooked up and connected. He's around a lot, every Wednesday, every Sunday, pretty much. But thank you for joining us, and there's many ways that you can give. Wes is putting up there on the camera for you ways that you can say thank you, and we appreciate your generosity as well. For those that are staying, we're going to circle the chairs. We're going to make one big giant circle here. I'll play a little bit of music. Feel free to move about. The lights are going to come up, and we'll talk about this experience we just had. Thanks so much for being here. Make it a big circle so nobody's sitting in a back row all alone back there. So I'm going to ask Susie and Bill to have to scoot back a little bit.